Hello and welcome back to SRB Gaming. This video will be on a mission to Serran, the closest planet to Kerbin in the New Horizons Kerbal Space Program Planet Expansion mod. Now before I continue, I'm sorry for the lack of videos lately on KSP, but don't worry, they'll be coming back at the regular rate. As for Real Solar System, I did want to take a break because it feels like I'm doing the same thing, just, hour-long burn, go to planet with one moon, land on it, come back. It was getting a bit old. I will come back to it later, but I wanted to do some things with fictional planets. So, New Horizons is a new planet pack that I thought was extremely interesting, and that's why I wanted to try it out, as opposed to my career videos. I have done some career mode videos, but I will not be posting those yet. Those will be for a later series, because I don't want to have two series at once. And New Horizons basically moves all of the stock planets and adds a ton of new ones, and it's extremely interesting. So basically, instead of spawning on Kerbin with Moon and Minmus, you spawn on Kerbin, which is orbiting the gas giant Sonnah. Sonnah is blue, it has rings, so imagine a blue Saturn. The innermost moon of Sonnah is the moon, the one from the stock game, and the outermost planet is Serran, which is an interesting blue and pink moon. It looks like it has water, but it actually does not have very much. And its surface gravity is rather high, although it's about 2/3 of Kerbin's. Kerbin is the middle moon. And so as you can see by this initial configuration, everything is moved. Moho orbit, I'll list some highlights. Moho orbits a small gas giant, okay, called Mo. It's deep red. There's another planet closer to the sun than Moho called Ernest, although I'm not sure if you can call something overpowered in KSP, but I gotta say Ernest is probably OP, overpowered, as in you can't really get to it. I was looking at the stats, okay, so it's twice as close to the sun as Moho. First of all, that makes it very difficult. And secondly, it's got a surface gravity of 1.65 G. Okay, so imagine this, and no atmosphere, so you have to get there first. You can't aerobrake, and you have to land on this thing with twice as high surface gravity as Tylo, and no atmosphere, and then come back. That's a little... I'm just saying that that's a little too challenging. I don't know. You know what? Maybe I'll try it sometime. If I can do that, that'd be one of the hardest things I've done in this game. Anyway, other examples are Eve. Eve has lost its moon, but it has gained rings. In between Mo and Eve is Erin, which is kind of like Mars. It's closer to the sun. It has 2 moons. There's Sonnah, which is where you spawn. Lave is another planet. Jewel, obviously, is the old Jewel. It has mostly stock moons, including Duna is a moon now, but it also has a new moon. One of my favorites is Titanus. It's a planet past Jewel, in between Jewel and Elu. It's got a surface gravity about 2.4, so 24 meters per second squared acceleration due to gravity. Imagine the Super Eve. Okay, Eve is like 1.5 Gs. This is 2.4 Gs. It's... I could not see anyone ever coming back from landing on that thing, but it's pretty cool. Anyway, it's basically a giant rocky planet. Orbiting it are Tylo and 2 new moons. We have Elu, which Minmus now orbits, and the final gas giant is Vanor, which has a bunch of Jewel's old moons along with a new one. The mod is very, very cool, as you can see, and it's really, really fun spawning with orbiting a gas giant. There's just so much more to do in the beginning game, and it makes the Kerbin system not so boring anymore. So for this mission, we just had a medium-sized booster with a large lander docked with some senior docking ports. The lander consists of a landing stage with a Poodle engine, some fixed solar panels, and parachutes. Serran has a decently thick but very, very low atmosphere, so you can use the parachutes to significantly help, but you have to do it right, otherwise you'll crash. And I sent a test mission here and it crashed because basically, when you want to land on this thing, you want to drop your periaps to a low altitude instead of just directly intersecting the planet, because you won't go through enough atmosphere to slow down. So this landing will be done with mostly parachutes. Those will eventually bring us down to about 50 meters per second, and then we'll use the Poodle engine to finish the descent. the transfer stage is actually enough to begin the landing, and you'll see some great views of the moon, Serran, Kerbin, and Sonnah throughout this video. Much better views than you get in the stock game of just flying around the Kerbin system. The original stock KSP is slightly realistic. I mean, you know it's not because the planets are tiny, but like Duna is Mars, same gravity, Moho is Mercury, Eve is Venus, so on and so on, and they generally have, well, Eve is an exception, but they generally have similar gravity to the body they're based off of as well, although they are much smaller. New Horizons is not going to have that, but it's very cool, and this is one of the only mods besides like real solar system that not just adds new planets, but changes the entire system and makes things way more fun. So I highly recommend it. There are a couple glitches. When I launched this rocket the first time, I was taken immediately to the surface of a Class E asteroid, and you can actually see that in my orbit map, orbiting Sonnah, not Kerbin, the gas giant, and there was nothing there, and so I came back and Jeb and Bill had died. Like, they didn't even launch. I don't know what was wrong. I relaunched with these two pilots, and it works now, so rest in peace, or rest in orbit, or rest in the sun. I have no idea where they are, but rest in peace, Jeb and Bill. They died somewhere. I don't know. So when I first came coming down onto the Serran, I thought that it would be a giant ocean with the pink continents. It was not. The blue is actually land as well. The surface quality could be a little better. I mean, but I understand the mod creator. Like, the planets I made for real solar systems are just like that. If you want higher quality, you really have to like draw the height maps by hand, and I believe Outer Planets does that. But it's fine. The surface is good enough. The scaled space textures look very nice. If you don't know, scaled space is the texture you see when you're far away from the planet. When you come in close, you will see it convert to the normal textures, and that is what you will actually see this in the video of Serran converting from scaled space to normal if you pay close attention. Serran, I don't think I had enough fuel to return. I didn't try. I might try it later on a quick save simulation, quote unquote. But so as you can tell, it requires more delta V than it does to get to the moon and back, and the atmosphere helps a bit. But you have a much higher surface gravity of 0.65 G. So landing was a bit difficult, but the parachutes help a ton. So it's kind of like a slightly smaller Tylo with an atmosphere. It's, yeah, similar to landing on Duna, but you get more atmosphere and the gravity's higher. It's quite easy to encounter. As you can see, I didn't even have the right inclination because of my weird orbital inclination initially around Kerbin. And it still wasn't that hard. You just aim along the line and go around a few orbits. It only took me 8 days to get a encounter. So yeah, again, highly recommend this mod, and I hope you enjoyed this mission. Then I will, hopefully this is episode 1 of this series. I would like to visit the other planets and moons of the New Horizons system. And I do have a couple concerns. I'm wondering if this is compatible with career mode, and I'm not sure if it is. If it is, it would make a very interesting career mode, but I'm not aware if it actually, would work, because the career mode intends you, like, you kind of have to progress. You go to the moon or Minmus first, and if you don't, you're not going to have enough science or money to go anywhere else. So I'm wondering how that would work, because landing on Sonnah Serran is not very easy in the beginning game, and I mean the moon is there, but you also lack Minmus. So I would like to, if you know the answer to this question, I would like to hear it. And sorry for the lack of direct commentary on this video, like me saying exactly what I'm doing. This video is rather long, so I had to speed it up, and I just wanted to talk over it, and my video editing software creates these pauses in the actual video playing, so it's hard for me to watch in live and comment on it. But if missions are shorter, I will be doing live commentary, which should be a bit more interesting and will be more related. But since this was a beginning video, I also kind of wanted to just, talk about the mod, talk about what I did. So that's about it for today. I will be posting the link to New Horizons KSP expansion in the description if you would like to see that. Great mod to the mod creator. And I hope you try that out. I also hope you subscribe because that helps our channel. You should do that. Also comment if you have any concerns, and that is about it. I will see you next time. Thanks.